I'm basically going through the maricopacounty.org. It's a public website, and just kind of seeing, if there's any kind of projects I can build out here. And I guess I can kind of show you where I'm at. I've actually been toying with this for a little while. Basically, I wanted to go camping, and this thing was broken. I wanted to see where where I can go camping nearby. I started naming places, and it's not working. Yuma, if you guys know, is down here, and for some reason, all it ever does is bring up these few parks here, no matter what. I don't know. I've applied for a job at any number of places, Maricopa County and Phoenix and Scottsdale. They never return my phone call. But, I mean, every time I go to their sites, they all suck. Now, let's just take a close look here at what I'm talking about. Look, Prescott is into the mountains, so it's a little further up. So let's see if they'll change anything based on location. There we go. I'll hit Prescott. I want to make sure. There we go. Oh, what do you know? The only things that you can do, being that Prescott is way over here, it's a couple hours. It doesn't matter. You'll never get anywhere. So, I mean, Bullhead City, or Lake Havasu even. Lake Havasu City. Okay, there you go. What do you know? It's the same 4 places. Lake Havasu is literally halfway across the state, and they're just recommending just these 5. There's no other 5 but these, or 4, or whatever. It's ridiculous. So I started playing around with it. I was like, what are they doing here? I did get the list of it. At one point, I was screwing around with their API, and it gave me a list of all their stuff. And this is such crap. It's all, whoever works here, they have sorely just look at it. There's a lot of place IDs that are 0. And this is all kind of, no one's attending this. It just has locations and names. Is all it was good for. Otherwise, it's just kind of worthless. I don't know what this data is for. So I ran a JavaScript for loop and just got out what I needed. I just need the names of all the cities and all the parks and all their locations, latitude and longitude, and the other stuff's worthless. But that'll give me my list, which I did. So as you can see here, I'm just toying around, and here's that list. And let's just say I want to find places near these places, say Fort Mojave. And it's going to show me now. And it's listed all these. And I'll tell you what I'm doing that evidently they're not doing at the Maricopa County website development team, is I'm just returning something that seems fairly normal. As you can see, the first one gets pumped in, and I decide, I give it the name. These are the only things I have on it. Name, location, latitude and longitude. I go ahead and make a local object with that. And that's specific. So I want to go ahead and put that into my hook. Map specific. Now I'm going to go through and say, I'm going to run through that whole list I showed you of all the cities and parks in Arizona. And any of them that are close within the latitude. So what we're doing is, are you basically the latitude of -1 or +1, which gives us a swath of about, it looks like 25 to 40 miles. It looks like about that. I could be off by some, but it's not huge. It's sections of town, things like that. And anyway, so it's basically going on longitude, latitude, the whole numbers, not when it gets into after the decimal. And so that's it. I'm basically saying, okay, now let's go ahead and make that local object into the locations that I'll be going through now that I've built it out. And as you can see, that's what I've done, is I've kind of pushed it if it fell within that range. And that's it. Then I've got my new locations, and I don't know what's going on. Like the build locations here is what I was using. This is all the stuff they send to Maricopa County to get back the data, and it's always the same data. So they are clearly like just off. Something I don't know. Either they're only dealing with the 5 that they have, or that thing just doesn't work. But I guess since I don't have anything going on, what I'm going to do is probably build on to these so that when we basically pick a location and it already does show up the way I wanted it to. And as you can see here, the ones that are close. And then I'm going to probably bring in some, like, I'd like to bring in some images, some text, and a little information about each one, similar to what I was trying to do a second ago. As you can see here, this would be ideal if it would go past the 4 or 5 that it knows, and it just doesn't go past this. So I'd like to build something similar like this, but one that works. And so it's going to take a little bit of time and me playing around. But as you can see here, I'm already one up on these guys because when I hit things that, let me say Black Canyon City, as you can see, it brings me everything for that's near Black Canyon City within like about 40, 50 miles. And here's everything. And I can change that as well. I could easily change that because I think longitude, latitude, square miles is on. Yeah, forgive me for the misspellings. 60 minutes of distance, not time for greater decision. 30. So 54 miles. There we go. So for the most part, it's going to cover that much space. There you go. And I can change that very easily by telling it up here. You know, I could actually just take this out, just to make it equal the actual one. Let's just do that right now. For instance, I wouldn't need this one, and I wouldn't need this one. It would just be more or less like this. And we don't need these. So it has to be now the exact, which is still a pretty good swath of land, because if you look at maps, they go by the decimal point to get specific on locations. So this is still a pretty good size if it's still just the whole number alone with latitude, longitude, and latitude. What I also suggest is I used to work for a place that does zip codes, and we would try to find out who has the closest zip code to a certain area, and we could have multiple. So like it was a distributor, and we got to find out how many distributors are in this certain area of town. And so we would go by zip codes. And so that's kind of the same thing. Does it equal the zip code, or is it one off? That means they're kind of near there, things like that. So fairly simple, but useful. Let's go find Gila Bend. And then Scottsdale. So as you can see now, not working as great. None of these are anywhere near Scottsdale. So what I've done is break it, which is hilarious. Oh, I know why. Okay. So, yes. All right. Try it again. So let's try somewhere I know. Holbrook. There you go. So these are the ones, areas. Wait a second. Holbrook is going crazy. So there's quite a bit of things near Holbrook that are sharing the same longitude, latitude. That's interesting. Let's see if it's working again. I'm going to go a place that's kind of, let's go a place that's kind of alone. So Yuma. Yeah. So there's a few. These are all near Yuma. So that does work. Let's go Bisbee. And there's a few. So I would even recommend not even spreading out too far when you're doing latitude, longitude. Just do the exact same, because you're still talking about, it looks like, quite a bit of land. So these are all the parks and cities near Yuma. Or I'm sorry, near Bisbee. And so if you're new to the area and you just want to kind of find the surrounding ones, or you have a reason why you need to find out, here's the kind of the starter. Now, as you can see, I'm pretty bored, so I'm going to keep building this. I guess I'm going to have to hunt down another API that's open and get details regarding each one of these towns and parks. And that'll be my next move until somebody hires me for something or I find something else to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay busy. I mean, even if you don't have anything to do, otherwise you'll fall behind. That's my advice.